بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم العاقبة للمتقين أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, today alhamdulillah we had completed the 14th juz, and within this juz we had covered two surahs. We had covered Surah Al-Hijr and we covered Surah Al-Nahl. There's a lot of things that we can learn, especially from Surah Al-Nahl. Surah Al-Nahl is one of my favorite surahs, because in this surah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spends a great deal of verses on reminding us of the favors He's done for us, how He has subjected so many things to us and for us, and we just take them for granted because it's just normal as we perceive it. Things are just happening and it's normal. But we only realize the true worth and the true value of those things once we've been deprived of it. And then we understand that it was so vital to our functionality, it was something that was so crucial to our comfort. But before actually exploring Surah Al-Nahl, in Surah Al-Hijr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brings up the story of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam's creation. And it's something that He speaks about in multiple places, with certain variances. In some areas you get more information than other areas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the nature of the dirt that has been used to create mankind. And He goes throughout the incident about how He has instructed all the angels to bow down once Adam alayhi salatu wasalam was created, and Shaitan, Iblis, he denied, and he was asked why, and he felt that he's just better. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam is not worthy of prostrating to. And then he is banished. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ اللَّعْنَةَ إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala openly announces that you have my curse until the day of compensation, the day of judgment. إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. So basically from that point onwards, there's no hope for Shaitan, who used to be called Abu Harith. There's no hope for that jinn. Allah has totally closed the doors to him, and he just refused to do one sajda. One of the things we do need to realize is that when a person, he's at a certain position or she's at a certain position, they're going to be judged differently and they're going to be treated differently than regular people. When it comes to regular people, then there's a lot of things you can excuse them for. For example, if a person on the street walking by, he has a regular day job at a factory, working on the line, and if they unfortunately using coarse language, foul language, every sentence, every other word is a swear, people are not going to make a big deal out of it. That person, he's like that, he's part of that environment. No one's going to make a big deal. People may feel uncomfortable, but it's not going to hit the headlines. But say, for example, the Prime Minister, he just accidentally uses that type of language. Well, that's going to make national headlines. It's happened in the past before with certain MPs. So what we're trying to, and say, for example, the person, he's right now going down the street, regular guy, he's in a t-shirt and Bermudas and slippers. People think that's fine, there's nothing wrong with dressing like that. But going to Parliament dressing like that, I don't think you'll be allowed, because there's a dress code that has to be adhered to. So what we're trying to say is that the higher we ascend the ranks, social ranks, let alone spiritual, we are judged differently, we are treated differently. There's greater expectations on us. Shaitan, who used to be known as Abu Harith, he's really ascended the ranks, being a jinn from this earth that has now been privileged to be part of the ranks of the angels, and the angels of that creation that never defy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's orders, they never go against the instructions Allah issues them. There are greater expectations on this person. There is the expectation is, as you have this one saying in Arabic, Hasanatul abrar sayyiatul muqarrabin. The good deeds and the good actions of the righteous people are the bad deeds of the people who are extremely close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's different standards. So this individual is now at one of the most highest standards, and for him to defy openly and arrogantly the command of Allah, it's totally unacceptable given his status. So what has happened as a result? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has banished him for eternity. That from this point all the way to the day of judgment, don't even think that an iota of my mercy is going to come your way. It's not. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ اللَّعْنَةَ إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. Okay, upon you is my curse until the day of compensation, which is the day of judgment. So what does he do? He asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for time, and we've heard this incident many times before, but there's a couple of points I want to make from this incident. The first thing he does ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for time in terms that he doesn't want to die immediately, but rather he wants to take revenge on the very being he feels is responsible for his destruction and downfall, and that's Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and his progeny, which is you and I. And keep this in mind that he has tremendous experience. When it comes to shaitan being that jinn, remember, he used to live here once upon a time. He's back here. But prior to him ascending the ranks and being at the status of the angels, he knows what ticks Allah off. He knows what the major sins are. Okay? He knows exactly how to steer a person to destruction and how to steer a person towards success. He's got all that experience, years of experience, staying here, being amongst other jinn prior to the creation of mankind. I mean, the world was already inhabited, it was already in function. Remember, the world did not come into function after the creation of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. It was in function for as long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. And Adam alayhi salatu wasalam was made from the dirt of this earth. Okay? So it's already in function. And the jinn, they were here way before us. And they were, one of those creations prior to us that have got that responsibility of trying to earn Jannah or be banished to Jahannam. So he's lived that life. And he's a tremendous scholar. Person with immense knowledge, or a jinn with immense knowledge. And now he wants to use all of that good that he had into negativity, into negative energy, and directing it to you and I. Okay, so what does he do? He asks Allah, he tells Allah, listen, you're the one that put me astray. Na'udhu billah. He blames Allah, he doesn't blame himself. That's the quality of arrogant people. Arrogant people can never admit they're wrong. They always have to justify. Right? It's beyond them to admit that they have done something that's incorrect. And that's shaitan. So he blames Allah for his downfall. And then he says, listen, I want one thing to do. You give me time. أنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين قال ربي بما أغويتني لأزينن لهم في الأرض ولأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين. He tells, listen, what I want to do is all those sins, all those bad deeds, all those things that earn your wrath, I'm going to beautify them, I'm going to glamorize them, I'm going to glorify them. لَأُزَيِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. So yes, when people are doing the wrong thing based on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's standards, they do look like they're having a good time. It's meant to look like that. That's shaitan's vow. That we're going to glorify it, glamorize it. We're going to give poison in a way that it looks like a nice sweet candy. Okay, and let them eat that. So it's the thing that is our destruction is being presented as something that is a source of happiness and source of bliss. Listen, don't worry about tomorrow. You only live once. YOLO. Right? That's the really thing, right? YOLO. So you only live once. Just all you have to do is enjoy the moment. Okay? Forget about tomorrow. Enjoy the moment. Live the moment. And when we embrace that philosophy, which is being injected in the hearts and in the minds and in the souls of our community today, especially our young ones, when they listen to all that stuff, they don't think beyond tomorrow, let alone next week and the week after. It's just about, let's enjoy today. Okay, this is the life. Okay, we're just dragging that, that spliff or that marijuana, whatever it may be. This is the life. And that's exactly what Shaitan vowed to achieve and accomplish. Wallahi al-azim, he has succeeded. He has succeeded in his vow. And guess what? He wasn't paid a penny for doing all of this. And he never took a day off, never went on holiday, never said, no, I'm tired of this. I've been doing this for 30,000 years. Forget it. It's enough. No. He's going to take this all the way to the end, the full 9 yards. He's going to run. And make sure that he can get as many people as possible deluded and deceived and destroyed. لَأُزَيِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. I'm going to set all of them astray. This thing that you call Khalifa, this creation that you've given such a status, you like him so much, right? Just give me some time, and I'll show you what they're really made of. لَأُزَيِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes one thing very clear. Again, we have to own up to our mistakes. Whenever we make mistakes, listen, we do make mistakes, and that's just being part of human, and we can always make amends through tawbah. But the thing with Shaitan is that he cannot force us to do anything against our will. And Allah makes that very clear. Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan illa man ittaba'aka min al-ghawin. You have no authority over my servants. You can't make them do anything. Okay, you can't force them against their will. The most you can do is introduce an idea. The most you can do is show something that's glamorized and glorified. But you cannot force them to do something against their will. That's not in Shaitan. And when we tend to pass off our bad deeds on Shaitan, or Shaitan made me do it. Kya kare ya, Shaitan ne kara diya. That's just an excuse. Shaitan can't make us do anything. He never will be able to make us do anything. And that's where we need to come to terms with reality that we have the full authority to make decisions, whatever those decisions may be, the right or the wrong, and we will bear the consequences of our decisions. Life is all about the deeds that we do, and the deeds that we do is based on the decisions we make. And I'm going to elaborate on this point. So Allah makes that very clear. He has no authority over you except those people who follow you. إِلَّا مَنِ اتَّبَعَكَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. Those people who follow you from amongst those who have gone astray, yeah, you can do with it whatever you want with them. So keep this in mind. Whatever I listen to, whatever I watch, whatever I eat, whatever lifestyle I'm living, which may be influenced by external factors, I have chosen to embrace that. No one forced me. Keep that in mind. If I'm listening to a song, I'm listening to it because I want to. No one forced me. No one got my iPod. They basically, first and foremost, like Guantanamo style, they chained me up, okay, and they wrapped me up, and then they force me to listen. I was going to say force fed, but put it like this. Force fed me to listen to these songs. That doesn't happen. Okay, I download that myself from iTunes. I pay 99 cents, if not 120. Okay, and I am now going to listen to that. I'm going to put that on my playlist, and no one is forcing me to. I've done that myself. Whether I want to listen to hip hop or rap or rock and roll or classic or jazz or whatever genre I want to listen to, I have done that myself. No one forced me. When I'm on the internet and I'm browsing certain sites which I'm not supposed to, and I'm doing this in hiding, no one forced me. I did this myself. These are my decisions. We need to own up to our decisions. Don't blame others. All this rehab garbage, it's really garbage. Really what it is, it's me becoming determined that I don't want to do this anymore. I can rehabilitate myself by just doing abstinence. And that's what this whole month of Ramadan is all about. It's about training us to embrace abstinence. Okay, we're all abstaining from the essentials of life. We can easily abstain from following shaitan willingly. So yes, when people are doing the wrong thing in Allah's eyes, apparently they do seem to be having a good time, and that's the temporary feeling that you get. It's meant to be like that. That's shaitan's vow. It's meant to be glorified and glamorized and whatnot. Okay, that's shaitan's vow. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it very clear, إِلَّا مَنِ اتَّبَعَكَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. And you know what? وَإِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ لَمَوْعِدُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Jahannam, hell, is going to be the place that is promised for all of you, every single one of you who decide to follow that path. لَهَا سَبْعَةُ أَبْوَابٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing shaitan. Jahannam has 7 doors, and every door has a distributed portion, a fixed portion of people that are going to enter through it. But that's for those people who decide to adopt this lifestyle. On the other hand, you have the people of abstinence, the people who decided to show shaitan their back, the people that gave him no importance whatsoever. And that's all of you people. That's why you're sitting here. Okay, we decided that, you know what, you're just a waste of my time. And that's what he is. He's a waste of our time. Okay, you're not missing anything by not engaging in the things that he invites us to. Wallahi al-azim, you're not missing anything. All you're missing is the opportunity to regret and then make amends in life. That's all you're missing. And is that really something to miss? No. Why do I have to spend time in my life regretting over things I've done in the past, and now I've got to do damage control, and now I've got to say sorry to so many people? Why do I have to waste my time? I just don't do those things. It's as simple as that, and live a life of peace. Okay, so this is what we need to embrace, the life of abstinence. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for those people, إِنَّ الْمُتَّقِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ أُدْخُلُوهَا بِسَلَامٍ آمِنِينَ. Those people who have now embraced the life of abstinence, they're going straight to paradise. They're going to be told to enter with peace and with security. Basically, everything that we have is beyond the levels of quality that we're accustomed to. And we don't have to worry about protecting it. You know, we know the trends here. The higher you get up in society, the more you acquire, the more you got to spend in securing and protecting. Okay, because if you're not going to protect it, there are other people out there that want to just take your stuff away for free. So you got to spend all of this money on security systems and alarm systems and whatnot. That's not the case in Jannah. And when a person goes in there, they're not going to be expelled. They're not going to be taken out. Everyone is going to be treated with nobility, with honor, with respect. Everyone is going to be treated as royalty. And that's ultimately what we want. What is all this Facebook and Twitter all about? It's all about getting the attention. We're in the world today of likes and shares. How many likes? As soon as I put up a post, I'm going to check it up after a few minutes. Okay, how many likes are there? Okay, how many people have retweeted that tweet? Has it become a trending topic yet or not? Okay, that's our life now. Our life is just tweeting and posting and poking and whatever it may be that we do on social media. Okay, we just love that attention. We love it so much that we become disassociated from our own siblings and parents in the same home. We don't even know who they are because we're so consumed with all the 2,000 or 5,000 or the 10,000 friends we have who we don't even know. Okay? Now think about that. How many of you actually know the friends that you've actually gone ahead and befriended on social media? You don't know them, for the most part. Okay, it's the only reason most of us accept that invite or accept that the offer that they're making is because we just want to get more likes and more exposure in social media. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give us all of that true, genuine nobility, attention in Jannah, uncompromised. And the other thing that He's going to give is, when we're living with each other, there's certain people we just can't get along with. We just don't jive. We just can't connect with each other. We can't see eye to eye because their nature and our nature is different. Even though they may have not done anything against us, but we just don't like them. You have that. That's part of human nature. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also announces, don't worry about that in Jannah. Everyone's going to get along, because that sickness which is inside that heart, وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِمْ مِنْ غِلٍّ. That sickness, what's it called? That hatred that we have, or that apprehension that we have against other people, that will all be taken out of our hearts. إِخْوَانًا, and we'll all be brothers, loving brothers of one another. عَلَى سُرُرٍ مُتَقَابِلِينَ. And basically, what does nobility do? They love to be on their expensive chairs and thrones, flashing their latest watches and gadgets and talking about their latest, I just took over a country the other day, and I've just got this island as my backyard, and I just bought another jet and whatnot. Just love talking and bragging and boasting about everything that they've got. Okay, and whether they're in the Bahamas or Barbados or wherever. Okay, that's the lifestyle of just relaxing, being served, and being a somebody. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make every single one of us, inshallah, when we go into Jannah. But see the difference between here and there. That being a somebody is only limited to a circle. That popularity is only limited to a period of time. And then guess what? No one cares who you were. Even the names that we hear, let's make this very clear. When we're going to go to downtown Toronto, or you even go to Parliament, go to Ottawa. I know this when you go to England, for example. You go near Buckingham Palace, you go some of the downtown areas, you're going to see all these different statues. Statues of people who are very important to that society. How many of us actually take out the time to read who this person was and what his contributions were? All of us, we just walk by and don't even care. We see the pigeons doing their poo on them. We don't even care. Okay? That's the reality. We just don't care about who they were. Who cares? And that's what happens going forward. But when it comes to Jannah, you will be a person that everyone cares about for the rest of eternity. And these are not fairy tales. These are the very facts that is being related to us by the very being who's made this system that we're a part of today. Okay, so إِنَّ الْمُتَّقِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ أُدْخُلُوهَا بِسَلَامٍ آمِنِينَ. The other thing that in Surah Al-Nahl, I think I'm just going to have to conclude it here. One of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also points out when talking about Jannah in the next surah, Surah Al-Nahl, is that when a person is going inside, الَّذِينَ تَتَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ طَيِّبِينَ يَقُولُونَ السَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمُ ادْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Okay? When the person is going into Jannah, they are going to be greeted, and that's the first thing that makes us feel good, right? Why do they have those greeters in Walmart? Okay, people, as soon as they come, hi, hello, you have the hello person. It's there to try and make the customer feel good, have this nice warm environment so that you want to come back. It's all about customer service, right? Why would sometimes, like for example, I had this one experience. I went to buy a computer from Future Shop, and I felt that the service was so pathetic there. I never wanted to go back there. And from there I went to Best Buy. And after Best Buy, the service I got from there, I became a loyal customer of Best Buy. Even though I might have to pay a penny more, I'll probably have to pay a few bucks more, but who cares? I love the service. Okay? It's all about winning the people's heart. So as soon as a person feels that they're being given attention, they're somebody, that in itself makes the person feel so good that they want to be part of this environment. And that's the first thing that happens as soon as a person enters into Jannah. The angels, not just one, the angels are all greeting, Salamun alaykum. But there's one thing, and this is what I want to point out, and I'll finish with this. They tell us how we got there. Udkhulul Jannah bima kuntum ta'malun. What I wanted to elaborate on earlier. You've gotten here because of your actions. Because of the decisions you made in life. One of the things we need to realize that there are no shortcuts to Jannah. Don't come under this impression that I'm going to pay some spiritual leader, and that spiritual leader will get my stuff done in the hereafter. He be my representative. Mauli Sahib ko थोड़ा सा क्या कहते हैं पैसे दे देंगे इंशाल्लाह वो हमें इमाम जामिन देंगे, and all these types of stuff that is out there. They'll write a bit of a letter and put it in my qabr, and inshallah I just need to show the letter to Allah. I've got authorization from this peer that I'm going to go straight to Jannah. There is no such concept that is entertained in Allah's world. That is entertained in Shaitan's world. Every person is going to be accountable for their own deeds in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep this in mind. Yes, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows other people to intercede on our behalf, that is a privilege. But it's not something that we're entitled to. What we're going to be entitled to is the works that we have done. So the one thing that we need to realize is ultimately in life, I need to build my Jannah myself. I need to earn my paradise myself. There are no shortcuts. There is no short path. There's only one way. There's only one 401 to Jannah. Okay? And that is the Siratul Mustaqim, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown us through Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Basically, walk away with this understanding, I need to work hard. And I will be compensated based on my hard work. The harder my work, the bigger my compensation. The more I've set myself back, the less the compensation. So this is what we want to walk away with. Bima kuntum ta'malun. This is the month in which we are now incorporating as many a'mal as possible. This is the training month. So for the next 11 months of the year, inshallah, we're in this routine of continuously building our Jannah every second of our lives. May Allah give us all ability to understand and practice upon what has been said. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.